Okay, what's up, folks? So I'm coming to you today, October 18th, 2023, and yeah, I haven't done a regular video in a while, so this time I'm going to do a regular video, and yeah, so this is what I've been up to. So I've been doing some regular, kind of just like a hybrid trading, so trying to use the algos a little bit, trying to do technical analysis a little bit, do manual trading. So but I have been working on this guy here. So this grid here, I've been working on that. I think I talked with you about that already, about what these mean. And then recently, as of today, I put this one up here, and this one is new. This one is special because it actually changes. So this one, this is R. It stands for RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And so anyway, using the RSI, let's pull it up here. That RSI, that number is going to change according to what the current RSI is. So let's see. RSI, there's RSI, relative strength, and let's open that up here. This is the where we have RSI, overbought, oversold. Typically it's 30 on the low side and 70 on the high side. Yeah, well, this is TradeStation's indicator, but my indicator is not RSI tick high. Should be over here. RSI box for dashboard. Okay, so it actually took me a lot to come up with this. So, and I got some help. I appreciate John over at TradeStation. He really has helped get me through a lot of stuff. So I really want to give a shout out to him. But if you'll see here, so this is my first time using a method, and John suggested that, and I'd done some reading on methods before, but this time I got a chance to kind of really break down and understand how and where to implement it. And apparently you have to declare your methods before you really start the body of your script. So I've got my method up here, my variables for my method. It's a double RSIV, and inside a method you don't have to declare the initial value, right? So that's new. So down here, if you see these variables up here, down here, that these initial values are declared, right? So you have the type, the variable, and the initial value. But inside a method, all you need is the type and the variable name. And then you begin, you do your thing, and then you end it. All right, so this is pretty much saying that if this box here, if this label is null, if there's nothing there, then you're just going to return. You're going to get out of the method, right? So as you start from the top and you work your way down, that's what you're going to first run into. You're going to run into this label being null, so it's just going to return. But then when you come down here into the body, you go here, and then, or I guess it wouldn't necessarily go into that anyway because you hadn't called the method yet. All right, so you go into the body here, and you declare these variables, and you declare your objects. You're going to do a rectangle. We're going to do a we did something with the font, but I think I actually got rid of the font. Yeah, so the rectangle here, and we already did the label on another. We did the label up here as we're declaring it for our method. But anyway, you have all this here that pretty much just says that you're going to start an object for a box, and where it's going to be placed at specifically, and then also, and the box is here, RSIB, and then you have the label, which is here, RSIBL, and then this is the text label here, RSIBL. Okay, and then this is something I learned very specific to objects, and I was doing this inadvertently before, but I didn't realize that it was that important. And like I said, several hours I couldn't figure out what was going on, and turns out you have to add your drawing object after you set all your parameters, right? So when I mean parameters, I mean, calling the object here, calling the rectangle, defining the parameter, which is the color of the rectangle here, locking the rectangle, which is here, making the rectangle persist, which is there, and then after all that, you're gonna, I guess here you're gonna call the object to be drawn. And so after you do all this, then you're gonna call the method. So you're gonna update the text label, which is the method up here, which is update text label, and then it goes into this, and it takes that label, which was down here, this label, which is here, takes that label and it updates it with this string format, and that string format actually allows you to have a calculated variable or a calculated value along with an actual string value, if you will. And so the string value is here, and I guess you have to do this here. This is something that John had in his script, but I guess you do this here, and what that does is calls on this in here, right? So it just pulls it from here to here. Anyway, it worked, and so that's what I'm going with. Okay, so now we have that box, and so now as the chart is moving, this relative strength index, I don't have to actually have, let's see, I could go and I could say, hey, let's pull up an RSI on the chart, and now we got the relative strength index, which here is right around 58, 59. Instead of having this on the actual screen, I can boom, get rid of it off the screen, but yet have this bit of information on my dashboard here showing me what that index number is. Now, of course, now visually you don't have the past data, so you can't see that it's been going up and down, up and down. You just have a number, but depending on what you want to do, that number may be just fine. So this is what I did today. Just really quickly, I'm trying to get back into the scheme of plotting or making scripts every night that pulls the reversals or the dips on a specific chart. So I did this specifically for ICU. You see here ICU on the 2-minute chart. ICU is 1018, not 2032, it's 2023. Come on, guys. All right, but this is the script that I used to create it, right? So just saying that and I'm using 2 data streams. So I'm using the 2-minute data stream, and I'm using the 5-minute data stream down below it. All right, and so I should put that up here. So 2-minute and 5-minute data streams, because that's important. I mean, if you don't have that kind of information, then your script will be irrelevant. Okay, so like I said, you can see the language that I have here. I didn't even use the swing highs and swing lows this time, but that the low is lower than the low of data 2. At the bottom wick is greater than the average true range of 7 bars, 75% of that. So 3/4 of the length of the average true range, the bottom wick has to be at least that long. So it just pretty much says it's got a long bottom wick, okay? And then we're also saying that the open of data 2 is greater, and so that's the open of the 5-minute time frame is greater than the 200 period moving average of data 2. So that's just saying that the candles are above the 200 period moving average. And then I've got another one on here that says that the slope of 3 bars of data 2 is greater than 0. So the slope of 3 bars of the 200 period moving average is greater than 0. So this is 200 period moving average. We want to know that this is continuously moving up and not moving down. So how do we find that it's moving up? We find the slope of it. We find the slope of a span of 3 bars, and then as long as that is over 0, we know that that's moving in the up direction, and it's not pausing or in a reversal. Okay, so like I said, you see the script there. That's what I came up with for this one, and these green dots are what it creates, right? So where is my, if I take and I remove one of these criteria, so like if I remove the bottom wick condition, so if I remove condition 2 and then verify it, now I get more dots to come up. And I mean, you may like to trade those may be great for you. That's not what I was looking for. I'm looking kind of specifically for some of those areas. So like I said, all these I end up having 7 conditions. All these 7 conditions give me these 3, and I believe I actually have 4, right? So I did a print, a print screen, and it shows me that I have 4 dots. Oh yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And who wouldn't like to trade those 4, right? That's an awesome 4. So anyway, this was my homework for the night. Like I said, tonight is October 18th, and I hope you got something out of it. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.